watching SportsBeat.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Rubio, lob. Rudy! There's Ricky. Heat check.
Here guys go. Ricky Rubio's third consecutive 30-10 game. Two of them coming right here in New Orleans.
Rubio back inside for two.
But he had a terrific night.
Yes, he did. Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the Beat. Glad to have you aboard. All right, last night, Ricky Rubio dropped in 28 to lead the Jazz to the 21-point win in New Orleans.
While the Jazz are 0-2 at home, they're a perfect 3-0 on the road, looking to make it 4-0 tonight in Dallas, and they would have to do it without Derek Favors missing this game with a sore knee.
So Jay Crowder would get the start in favor of Favors, and Ricky finds him for the easy bucket before he falls down. Early 10-point lead. Couple of guys coming off the bench and giving the Jazz some big help. George Niang, corner three, he busts that one. He had 9 in the first half. And Grayson Allen off the bench in the second quarter, and he will take it inside. A 12-point lead. Then the Mavericks will make a run. Dennis Smith, DeAndre Jordan, 11-2 run to tie it at 39, but Donovan Mitchell would finish off the first half. Back-to-back buckets, both of them going inside, including Jeremiah. Check this out. Whoa, behind the back, off the glass.
Nice.
Mitchell with 10 in the first half, Jazz up 4 at the break. Third quarter, Dante Exum. Coming off the bench in the third, the lobber to Donovan, and that is a rim rattler. And then Exum says, my turn, corner three. Right. And then Niang back off the bench and back behind the 3 line. Jazz take a 5-point lead into the fourth quarter. Niang ended up with 13 on 4 of 5 shooting. Jazz go on a 9-0 run. Grayson Allen. You leave him open? All right. The lead is 10. Allen with 11 on 3 of 3 shooting. Then Exum says, Rudy, where are you? There you are. Gobert and 1. The lead is 12. And Jay Crowder, he had 15 working under the rim. That gives the Jazz a 14-point lead with 6.5 left. Crowder would leave with a mild sprain a little bit later. Then Mitchell to Gobert. Gobert, 23 points and a season-high 16 rebounds. And then with under 2 minutes left, yeah, you want to leave that guy open?
Nope.
No, Joe Ingles, that would seal it up. Ingles, 3 threes. He had 12 points. Donovan Mitchell finished with 20. Jazz win at 113-104. Hey, they're 4-0 on the road. Road Warriors.
Tonight, the guys that came in the game, Dante, George, Grayson, Epe, Royce, those guys were terrific, and they gave our team a boost.
We're coming together. I think we're trying to, even when times get tough, even when we get up and teams come on a run, we find a way to impose our will like we want to. Our starts have been better on the road, and that's what we got to build off of it. And I think we're trying to build off of it and watch film and get better, and that's the direction we want to be in.
Yeah.
It's Shark Week.
It is Shark Week in college football. And it was a crazy weekend in college football. 11 ranked teams lost, which is good news for the Utes and the Aggies.
Yeah, the Utes moved up, and Utah State moved into the top 25. The Utes won their 4th straight Friday night, 41-10 at UCLA. They jumped up 7 spots from 23rd to 16th this week in the AP poll and in the coaches poll. Utes moved up from 24th to 16th, and with Colorado and USC both losing on Saturday, the Utes now have a 1-game lead in the Pac-12 South over the Trojans and Wildcats of Arizona. Utah is at Arizona State on Saturday.
Meanwhile, the Aggies moved into the top 25 for the first time in 6 years. Utah State number 18 in the AP poll and 20th in the coaches poll. Aggies won their 7th straight yesterday with a 61-19 win over New Mexico. This is only the 4th time in school history that Utah State's been ranked in the AP poll. Aggies, who are first in the Mountain West Mountain Division, they'll head to Hawaii on Saturday. All right, after the longest game in World Series history on Friday night, 18 innings, nearly 7.5 hours, Dodgers won that Game 3 with a walk-off.
Still trying to catch up on my sleep. Last night, the Red Sox came back and won Game 4 to take a 3-1 series lead, and they could wrap it up tonight in 5 games. Clayton Kershaw on the mound for the Dodgers. It didn't matter. The Sox would not be denied. Steve Pearce, a 2-run shot to give Boston an early lead. Mookie Betts, he goes yard in the 6th to give the Red Sox a 3-1 lead. Kershaw gives up 3 home runs. J.D. Martinez also went deep. And how about Steve Pearce for a second time, a solo shot off Pedro Baez? He is your series MVP. Dodgers down to their last out. Chris Sale on the mound. Manny Machado strikes out and let the celebration begin.
A lot of people are happy to see Machado strike out.
Yeah, a lot of people found joy in that. The Red Sox won 108 games in the regular season. They go 11-3 in the postseason. Their 4th World Series title. Congrats, Red Sox fans.
All right, Real Salt Lake's regular season ended last Sunday with a loss to Portland, so they had to wait around a week to see if they would make the playoffs or head off on vacation.
A lot of nerves, a lot of anxiety today, but the scenario is simple. If the Galaxy lose or draw against the Houston Dynamo, RSL's in. If not, their season comes to an end. Problem was, Houston stinks.
Terrible.
So it was a lot to ask for a win over the Galaxy to lose. They were up 2-0 in the 30th minute. Ola Kamara with a brace. And RSL's playoff hopes on life support. But wait, Houston rallies. Ramel Kyoto. Then in the 73rd, Mauro Manotas buries a PK for the equalizer, and then Manotas again for the lead. 6 minutes later, by some miracle, the Galaxy choke away a 2-0 lead at home, and RSL is in the playoffs. They take on LAFC in the knockout round Thursday night in LA, 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time.
Win or go home. Simple as that. All right, the Utes moved up in the national rankings. Next, how did they do it?
As Anai gets in there on Spade, down he goes.
David and Sly in studio to break down the Utes win at UCLA. They're going to get technical on us.
And they'll explain how the Aggies were able to bounce back and explode for 61 against the Lobos. They'll diagram the domination.
You're watching SportsBeat.
All right, well, it was a wild weekend in the Pac-12. USC and Colorado lost, and the Utes thumped UCLA Friday night to take a 1-game lead in the South.
Yeah, the Utes have found a formula that works. 4 straight games with 40 or more points, while the defense is doing what they always do. It has the Utes in first place in the Pac-12 South.
Well, Utah got here first and foremost. Their defense has been outstanding.
Utah and UCLA. 2 teams that have gotten hot at the right time. Stack ends up having to punt. Wisnowski lobs it back to the 10, and it's on the ground. Pickett put it on the deck. Oh, my goodness. Utah recovers it. Matt Gay's only had 1 miss in his career from inside of 40. And this one is good. Kelly. Up the middle. Touchdown. As they create a big hole this time for the run game, and Moss down the sidelines, and Moss. He's inside the 15. Huntley for the end zone. Intercepted. Quentin Lake. What a play.
Their offense doesn't look like they're in rhythm either.
9th play of the drive. Gets them the first down. This is Covey. Covey will throw. And caught. Touchdown. Cole Fotheringham. Moss picking his way to the goal line. Touchdown. 52 this time around. Olsen strikes it. And it is no good.
Dial them up as well.
Moss feeling his way inside the 5 and moving the legs. One more time. And he is driven back. He did get in. UCLA 3 for 9 on 3rd down. Spade intercepted. Cody Barton right into his hands. Oh my goodness. Shine to take it. And a touchdown,
Utah's playing really the last 3 weeks going into tonight.
49-yard kick is good for Matt Gay. Utah takes down UCLA on this Friday night. What a showing for the Utes, who went down 7-3 in this game and closed.
All right, our guys are here to break this down for us. David Nixon, former Cougar, and former Ute, Stevenson Sylvester.
You know, guys, they are dominating every phase. Offense, defense, special teams right now. They look like the best team in the Pac-12.
Yeah, let's start with special teams, because special teams really stole the show, and people usually don't like to talk about special teams because it's not as flashy as the offense or even the defense. But we go to the first punch of the game, and UCLA boots it down. It's like, talk to me, what is going on here?
Well, first of all, it's all discipline on the back end. Coach Chip Kelly needs to be better at this. This is a freshman. Why would you try to catch the ball for Covey? Like, what are you doing?
On the 15-yard line, too. I mean.
But this is how you're supposed to. This is why Coach Witt really harps on special teams and pretty much why he's coaching it right here. Look at this. You got 7 guys around the football. You got 2 guys protecting the goal line, 3 guys in front in case he muffs it in the front. He, fortunately, muffs it behind. So you're able to cover it right on the 5-yard line. Easy play for Utah.
And Covey in the special teams game had a fantastic night. This is one of the big returns. There's a couple of them, but this one in particular, if you're just a casual fan, there's something you need to note. Utah does a fantastic job of setting up this left return.
Yeah, it's a left return, so that means everybody needs to get leverage on the left side. So Covey knows that all he has to do is get to the left side of the field. He gives up a little ground. The blocks are all set up, and he's gone for 35 yards. It's a brilliant play to set up the touchdown for the Utes.
So like I said, special teams not super flashy, but it did set up and give Utah some good field position.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
So now let's move forward. We looked at Zach Moss. Zach Moss had a fantastic night, 200+ yards run the ball. This guy's a complete beast. But what do you like about Zach Moss that he brings to this offense?
I mean, he does such a great job of slow feet, knowing his blockers. And here in particular, this formation is really working for him. But you really want to get Zach Moss on the secondary. Once he's able to do that, he's going to bust for major yards. And so this particular play, the offensive line does a great job of sealing off the front 7, the D-line and the linebackers. Jackson Barton does an amazing job here. And you want to get him one-on-one with the DBs because they're not sound in the run game. They don't know how to handle it. They don't know they need to bring in this block.
DB's not bringing down Zach Moss. I'll tell you that right now. So impressive job by Zach Moss, the offense. And now defense. There's a lot we can talk about the defense, but this play in particular, Bradley and I on the sack, love his hand movement.
Yes, he's doing a great job all year, staying consistent and getting pressure on the quarterback. Here you can see great hand movement right here. He's in here, the pull and grab and reach over. It's just a fluid movement, and it's doing so well. He's going to be a great NFL D lineman one of these days.
So Utah Utes dominated offense, defense, like you said, special teams is an impressive outing. They just keep rolling.
Yeah, Arizona State this week is going to be good.
All right, guys. Well, of course, the Aggies moved into the top 25 for the first time in 6 years, now 18th in the AP poll. And Jeremiah, it's about time.
Yeah, they finally broke through. Utah State on a 7-game win streak, 704 yards of total offense on Saturday against New Mexico. That is a new school record in a 61-19 win.
This time he hands it, and Five's got 6. Darwin Thompson with his 10th touchdown of the season. It's the 2 running back set. End zone, intercepted! Shaq Bond may go all the way. Cuts it back. Zigzags inside the 20, and Shaq takes it back. 100 yards. Oh, it's got stuffed. Jontrell Rockamore just rocked him. Love going up top for Tarver at the 30-yard line. Tarver's having himself a day. Love all day. End zone, back shoulder touchdown. Ron Quavy and Tarver, 28 yards, and the 4th touchdown of the quarter.
I think the offense, I mean, we came out I mean, first drive, we went 3 and out, but after that, I mean, we started rolling. It was just consecutive scores after another, and we were moving fast.
Fake the screen, go up top for the touchdown. Carson Terrell. First touchdown of his career. Love over the middle, and there he is, Dax Raymond. His first game in a few weeks. Broke his right wrist, only missed a couple games. It's a keeper. Fourth rushing touchdown of the season for Jordan Love.
We've played pretty good at home. Somebody just told me it was 55-20 is the average score of 5 home games in Mavericks. I think that's pretty good. It's fun, you know, it's fun winning like that.
All right, David and Sly back to break down another Aggie win.
Yeah, after last week at Wyoming where they only scored 24, they're back to their normal selves, 61 points. This offense, they execute it so well, it looks too easy.
It looks very easy. Utah State is doing a great job. Jordan Love is a great orchestrator, and they're throwing in some real great plays here. This screen and go was awesome.
Yeah, a little bubble and go action, and it really all starts because prior in the game, Utah State had gone to the bubble, had success with it, and they set it up with the bubble and go. So you're going to see the pump fake out to wide receiver. DB's going to bite. You got dirty eyes. We always talk about dirty eyes, getting eyes in the backfield, and in doing so, those over the top to Tyrell.
Beautiful touch.
Touchdown.
Right in there.
Easy money. So this offense, over 700 yards, threw for over 500 yards, and it becomes an easy game. So once again, bubble and go. Check out the receiver on the outside. The tight end comes up, acts like he's going to block, a little stutter, and then go. That bubble and go for the touchdown.
Nice.
So
yeah, Jordan Love, he's just having so much time in the pocket. It just makes everything easy. He looks like Tom Brady, just picking apart the defense. Here is a great touchdown to Tarver.
Yeah, most people only see Ronquavian Tarver catching the ball and Jordan Love throwing it to him. But you really got to give credit to this offensive line. Look at this. You have a 3-man rush, but look at the window they provide for Jordan Love. Just a step up in the pocket, nice, easy, leisurely throw, puts it on the money. But what I also like about this is Tarver goes up and high points the ball. He doesn't wait for it to come to him. He goes up and high points it. Big play for a touchdown.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Anybody can throw this ball. It's just like we're playing pitch and catch in the backyard. And I can't throw the ball well, but it's great. But that Utah State defense, you know, when their offense plays good, their defense plays good, they're having a really full game here. Here, Shaq Bond makes a great pick for 6.
Yeah, and defensively, whenever you're taught as a defender, when you're in the red zone and you're near the goal line, you're taught to put your heels on the goal line. Don't go further back. Put your heels on the goal line. Bond does a fantastic job, as we'll see in a little bit. But, hey, look at him return the ball. At this point, you're gassed. I'll tell you right now. I've been in this situation. You start to get gassed, but you had the endurance to keep going. But here's what I'm talking about. He gets his feet on the goal line, and he then gets his eyes back to the quarterback.
Drives flat.
And instead of driving flat up top, he undercuts the ball and comes up with a big interception. That's just a great play on the goal line. Understanding, recognition of the field, where you're at on the field, and then making a big play. The Utah State defense rolling as well. Offense is rolling. I mean, man, they're tough to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, they're getting it going, man. They're doing good. Breaking the top 25 is a huge deal for them.
Let me see if I heard you correctly. You've been in that same situation as Bond, gassed after 100-yard interception for a touchdown.
I had a pick 6 at BYU. The only difference was mine was only about 30 yards versus his 100. So
probably felt like 100, right?
Did you ever have a pick 6?
I've had a few of them, but I don't think they were 100.
We'll go with that. All right, guys. We'll check in on BYU and what they thought of that game yesterday in Provo in just a few minutes. All right, with some help from 1-800-GOT-JUNK, we're cleaning up and organizing our video archive, and we have found something fun this week.
It's a lot of work. Let's go back 35 years ago to a time when BYU's offense was breaking records instead of just being broken.
Oh.
October 22nd, 1983, BYU at San Diego State, a monster game for Steve Young and the BYU offense. 622 yards of total offense. Steve Young was 32 of 45 for 446 yards and 3 touchdowns. Then on the ground, he rushed for 67 yards and scored twice. So he accounted for over 500 yards of total offense. Glenn Kozlowski had 9 catches for 188 yards and a touchdown. BYU won the game 47-12. They went to 11-1 that season and finished 7th in the national polls. Good times, good memories.
Well, after changing quarterbacks, going with freshman Zach Wilson and the win over Hawaii and a bye week, higher expectations for BYU heading into Saturday's matchup with Northern Illinois.
Yeah, but the offense could never find a rhythm against the Huskies' tough defense, which kept BYU out of the end zone in a 7-6 loss for the Cougars. And the most memorable play of the game was a 5-yard run by Zach Wilson, but it was a sensational run, showing off his athleticism, leaping over a Northern Illinois defender for a first down, stiff-arming the linebacker. Not something you expect to see from a freshman, but the Cougars had to settle for a field goal, and in the fourth quarter, still 7-6, Zach Wilson reminded us that he's still a freshman. A costly interception with 90 seconds left. The Cougars fall to 4-4 after losing at home to Northern Illinois, despite the defense holding the Huskies to 204 yards of total offense.
We didn't do enough in all 3 phases to win the game, you know, and so, and obviously, you're going to look at the score and see it's 7-6. Got to get more production from our offense and be more aggressive.
I think we're making things happen, and we kept hitting a bump in the road, and I didn't think we were doing too bad on offense. I just think we kept hitting those bumps in the road where I think you know, we couldn't extend our drives.
Well, we knew this would be a defensive battle. I don't think we expected 7-6, and I don't think we expected this result. A tough day for BYU.
Yes, it was tough all the way around. Really unfortunate. But, you know, the game started, it was pretty even, you know, slow in the first half. But that second half, what happened?
Yeah, BYU starts off going to halftime 3-0, and then Northern Illinois, BYU kicks off the ball, gets out of bounds, they get a start on the 35-yard line. But the big play, one of the biggest plays for NIU on the night is right here. You see the backers get sucked up with the offensive lineman, which, by the way, I think is a little bit illegal. They're about 3-4 yards down the field. But beyond that, Mandel does a bad job. He opens the gate, which allows the quick slant to come in beyond him. And this was a big play for NIU. Got the ball rolling, and eventually they punch it in for a touchdown and go up 7-3 at the time, and BYU can never quite recover.
Right. But the young quarterback, too, he's got to learn how to get rid of the ball sometimes.
Yeah.
And on this play, he definitely should have.
NIU's front seven was in BYU's backfield all afternoon. And frankly, BYU's offensive line didn't help Zach Wilson, the young quarterback. But yes, a freshman's going to make some freshman mistakes, this being one of them. He's got to understand when he's got the rush, you've got to avoid it, and then you've got to get the ball out of bounds. You can't take a sack, and especially this BYU offense, they cannot afford to take a sack because they have a tough time recovering from it. But all in all, Squally Canada missed the block. I mean, there's just a lot of assignment errors. You see this missed block right here. Squally, he's got to peel off and pick up that blitzing linebacker DN. And if he does that, then Zach has a little bit of time and a little more of a window. But instead, Zach was just on the run all throughout the afternoon, and it really cost the offense.
Yeah, even here, like, we know he's an electric player. He's a local player, so everybody knows a lot about him. But here's something where you got to be smart. And if you want to be a quarterback, especially stay in there a long time, you got to get rid of the ball.
Listen, this is no doubt one of the most electric plays BYU's had all season long. Zach Wilson going around, hurling guys. He's going to shove the linebacker into the ground as well. I mean, just an awesome play. But if you're a BYU fan, you have to realize this is what happened to Taysom Hill against Utah State. Tried to leave guys, broke his arm. So you want Zach to, of course, go make those type of plays, but you also want him to get down and stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, all in all, it's still a winnable game here, but towards the end of the game, another freshman making a freshman mistake.
Yeah, and in the post-game press conference, he owned up to it. He said, listen, this is my fault. I should have understood, you know, that they're going to have extra droppers. He owned up to it. But it all starts with the pressure. Sutton Smith, who BYU did a great job. He's coming in as one of the nation's leading sack leaders. They do a good job, you know, keeping him at bay. But Zach steps in the pocket, feels a little bit of pressure, and there's a window right now, and that's what he's got to understand. Aleva Hifo is going to clear the backer. You got to throw it now. You got to throw it now. And he'll see it on the film, and he'll get better at it. But this is one of those tough plays. BYU had an opportunity to win late, but then Zach Wilson throws an interception. I'm not sure if Hifo should have come in front of that backer or if he was on the right route. That's to be determined, but BYU, tough loss at home, guys. They're now 2-3 at home. That's just not going to cut it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a freshman quarterback, but he's still got some time to mature. So
it's not going to get easier this week.
No.
At Boise State.
Head up to the blue turf.
They've never won there.
Yeah. Well, records are made to be broken, right?
We'll see how it goes.
And by the way, Weber State, got to give them props. They're ranked 4th in the FCS in the rankings. They beat number 22, North Dakota, on the road.
Oh, man, Jay Hill.
Yeah, so Weber State is right there as well. They're the highest-ranked team in the state, in the nation. Weber State.
Yeah. Ron,
great.
Plug it for Utah State.
Great. All right, thanks, guys. All right, Utah's Tony Finau getting his year started on the PGA Tour at the World Golf Championships in China. Tony had a 3-shot lead coming in the final round. It was down to 1 here on the 10th. Second shot on the par 4. He would tap that in for a birdie and a 2-shot lead, but Tony would bogey the next 2 holes. He'd have to go into a sudden death playoff with Xander Schauffele. First hole, Finau needs this birdie putt to drop, but he leaves it short, so that would do it. Tony Finau losing in a playoff, but still off to another great start on the PGA Tour.
Great clips of the week.
I'd give a rat's about Twitter. It's a platform for people that are sitting home drawing an unemployment check, sitting in front of a keyboard. Social media and Twitter is what's destroying this country anyway. So that's how I feel.
From the man that gave us "I'm a man, I'm 40," he now delivers one of the greatest Twitter rants I've ever heard. He did it twice. It's so funny.
Mike Gundy.
Oh, man.
Not liking the criticism on Twitter. Go to another one. Arizona State's N'Keal Harry. Okay, he's going on his backside. Well, I'll just reach up and grab it.
Wow.
Okay, the Utes are going to see a lot of this guy, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time keeping him contained on Saturday.
I'm just going to lay on my back, and I'm going to do that. Okay.
He might be a first-round draft pick in the NFL.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, each Saturday at 6 o'clock on Game Night Live, we give you 4 choices for the top high school football player of the week.
Then we ask you to go to our Twitter page at KSL Sports and vote for your favorite. Now, according to your votes, here was the top play of the week. Pleasant Grove.
Yeah. Taking on East.
Jake Jensen, the quarterback, the razzle-dazzle.
Flea flicker.
The flea flicker. Easton Fowler's got the touchdown. Pleasant Grove pulled off. You called an upset. I thought Pleasant Grove actually might win this game.
I did too, but even though we thought that they may have a chance to win it, it would still be an upset, 4-1, according to the numbers.
Yeah. What's the game of the week this week?
It is Timview at Roy, live on our KSL TV app.
Love it. Hey, and if we had 28 high school football highlights on our show on Game Night Live on Saturday at 6. You can go to KSL TV, the KSL TV app. You can go to our YouTube channel. You can go to KSL.com, KSLSports.com. Yeah. You can watch all of them there.
KSLSports.com, our new website. Go to it now. Bye.